Sorry, technical difficulties. But once again, I know you may, disagree with what I'm saying. But however, you know, like I was saying before, the truth is the truth. No matter which form it comes in or which way or form or fashion that it comes in, or however it's revealed. The truth is the truth. And that means no matter if it's even coming from the Caucasian. For those of you, especially in the pro-blackity black conscious community that refer to them as devils, serpents, or whatever, and that the truth ain't in them, well, apparently, you know what I'm saying, especially for those of you Negroes in the black conscious community who want to accept the truth from the devil, as you call the Caucasian, when it's at your convenience, well, I'm going to just keep it simply 1,000 and real. The truth, regardless of what race it's coming from, if it's the truth, it's the truth. Okay, I'm not going to play them games, them two pitchfork games, which were, the game of the individual with two horns sticking out their head. I'm not gonna play them games with you, okay? The facts is the facts, and the point is that I'm making in this video, which goes along with the title of this video called Riddance and Rubbish to Ignorant Niggas. I have to say this, that a lot of our dark-skinned descendants, fellow dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, who I refer to people also as the people of soul, which was a term created by us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America back in the 60s, and by no one else, uh, to refer to us as. Um, I must say that, a lot of our dark-skinned descendants, fellow dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, whether they male or female, they do things that put themselves in certain unnecessary situations, especially when you're, provoking the racists, like the racist police, who, at any given time or opportunity will blow your head off, knowing it's not going to be no consequences issued to them, or when other average Caucasian races in the streets, decide they want to attack or kill a black person, apparently most of the time because of the color of our skin, and and other ethnic groups as well who are discriminatorily attacking us from all fronts, of course, because we're letting them do it and getting away and allowing them to get away with it as well. But I want to say this here. Um, you know, you do things, like I say, to provoke the enemy. Just like with this so-called racist criminal justice system in America. And I saw something that happened. I saw something online tonight, from the local news back home where I'm from in Detroit. And these two brothers, mind you, they just got out of prison, or one at least free already. One was still in the county jail in his county jail uniform while he was standing before a judge getting his conviction overturned. Well, there's another brother who had also got the same rape case conviction overturned, obviously. But the brother who was standing in court with his civilian clothes on after he got the rape conviction overturned, which they both served decades in jail together for, Um, the courts decided to overturn their conviction, however, and the situation was like one of them, after finding out that his conviction was overturned, he found out also at the same time that he had some more pending felony charges against him for aggravatedly assaulting a girlfriend of his with a gun, not knowing he had this felony conviction still hanging over his head before it was overturned. And knowing, being a convicted felon, you ain't got no business with possessing a gun, but yet, obviously, he allegedly attacked this woman with a gun, far as assaulting her, so he's been charged once again with several felonies relating to this case. And he's going to have to be in court to be arraigned on these charges. Now, mind you, this brother done did all this time for something he didn't do, just to have something pinned on him once again, that he might possibly be guilty of. Now, this is what I don't understand. You just getting out after doing all this time for something you didn't do, just to catch another case that you might, in fact, possibly be guilty on. And obviously, it shows still that you did not learn your lesson, even though you did time for something you didn't do. But you obviously wasn't done with being incarcerated. But I could understand, because I done been there, so I could understand the damaging effects that incarceration can mentally and emotionally have impactly on the mind of an individual that's been incarcerated. I get that, but still, this brother seemed like a particular brother that, had a sound mind to still know right from wrong and to understand right from wrong, that he did not have to, allegedly make another mistake, which he is facing possible consequences of once again going back to prison over, And see, this is what I'm talking about. Why would you even put yourself through a situation like that? And knowing that these people already probably mad because they had to right or wrong, on your behalf, for you to put yourself in a position for them to already have a thing as far as possible revenge in they heart, knowing the way the system is geared toward being against, dark-skinned people of so-called color, and then you put yourself in this position to provoke them to, in fact, want to even give you even more time, especially over a gun charge, along with aggravated assault, which could carry some time. So like I said, why would you even put yourself in that type of situation? Just like these brothers as well as sisters who put themselves in situations that provoke these racist police to want to kill them and actually do carry killing them. when they have put themselves in that situation for that to happen. This is why I cannot go along with, like I said in the other videos, I cannot go along with jumping to conclusions, being ready to go out in the streets to rally or the so-called protest, and get riled up and want to cause a riot disturbance. Because over half of these individuals who get themselves caught up in situations like this, I hate to say this, but it's their fault, you know? And, it's like this. Before I risk my own freedom or life trying to stand in defense of them, especially if they was in the process of doing something wrong, which is basically nigger type stuff anyway, as usual, then hey, I must say, may the pieces fall where they may fall. So be it. And like I said once again, which is the title of this video, riddance to rubbish. When it comes to ignorant nigga type stuff, you put yourself in that situation, then you get what your hand called for. So I mean, as far as you know, um, you're out here already, in the streets, terrorizing your own people, especially even after you done got another second chance at life, coming home from prison, or who knows how many other multiple chances you get when you let back out the cage, back into the streets among those in the community, just to do the same stuff you've been doing that got you sent to prison in the first place. Even if you got sent to prison unfairly, okay, I get that. But still, you should learn your lesson. Not to want to even put yourself back in a situation like that by endangering other people's lives or safety in the process. And then in this case, with this brother assaulting this girlfriend allegedly, that they claim he allegedly assaulted, I'm like this. If you have a problem with these women, I mean, you could see how they coming at this guy R. Kelly about these recent alleged sexual assaults, and this brother obviously probably still ain't learned his lesson after he caught that first case over a decade ago that he got found not guilty for. And I'm gonna get into that, before I wrap this video up. But I want to just say that you know, it's crazy that a lot of these people, cannot see that they are, wasting everybody's time as well as their own time when they have our people out here putting themselves in harm's way and danger, just like with the Ferguson situation, when people rioted over Michael Brown's police shooting death, when they rioted in Baltimore for Freddie Gray's shooting death by the police, And I mean, it's like, it's crazy. When you think about it, it's really crazy. Because, and like I said, once again, no disrespect to Mike Brown or Freddie Gray, may the dead rest in peace. But the fact is that some of these cats some of these people, whether they male or female, far as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, put themselves in these situations by provoking our Caucasian 400-year racist oppressor, by provoking other races, who already want to pull the trigger, to fatally do them in. You see, so the thing is, at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, in this case, a subject that I'm speaking about, each individual have to, in a lot of cases, blame themselves and nobody else. And this is the point that I lately been, getting across to those of you in social media and elsewhere who may hear it, because this is nothing but the truth, and I mean, all you got to do is look around, especially those of you that do look at the news or pay attention to the news, even in the mainstream media, as well as on social media. I mean, this is serious. This is very serious of what's going on. Our people are endangering not only themselves, but other people, other dark-skinned descendants of slaves, when they do this type of stuff. And then, you want to be quick to point the finger, but not thinking about, well, how did you open up the doors for this situation to happen in the first place? Have you ever thought, well, maybe these individuals, had they not been committing the crimes that they committed or were on their way to committing, especially more than likely against another dark-skinned person, that this situation wouldn't have happened? So I mean, I'm not going to get it twisted. Like I said, I've made mistakes in my life, but hey, I understand the consequences also. And that a lot of times it's necessary to go on and own up like a man or a woman to your consequences. As simple as that. And stop pointing the finger at other people, even if it is the races. Because a lot of stuff we do as a people, we unfortunately bring it on ourselves. It's just that simple. And I'm not finna sit up here, and sugarcoat this fact, because it is what it is. I mean, you want to always be quick to point out a lot of things, when it comes to the races. But at the same time, we can't keep blaming the races for everything. We're not in the position that our ancestors was in during historic chattel slavery, when they did not have no choice at all in the matter. Okay? We do have choices in the matter today. When it comes to changing our condition as a people for the better. And the choices we make still today, like foolishly, like putting the crack pipe up to our mouth, putting the liquor bottle up to our mouth, putting that syringe needle into our arm to inject heroin into ourselves, and these other, sadistic drugs that we killing ourselves with. I mean, no one is forcing that on us but ourselves. The people that's selling these drugs to us in our communities, no one is forcing them to do that, obviously, but themselves. So we all got a personal responsibility stake in this matter, you know. And like I said before, you know, hey, we got to man and woman up and own up to our own stuff. It's time out for this crap, you know. Oh, poor me. Well, I'm going to just put the blame on the racists in the system. You know, the hell with that. You know, I used to see a lot of brothers when I was inside them walls for the time I spent in and out them prison walls, you know, always putting the blame on the racists, always casting blame on the system. 90% of the time and not looking at they self first as being the ones that was responsible for their own predicament, you know? And I'm definitely sure it's still going on inside them walls of the American prison system today, which we are the majority in as dark-skinned, that we overpopulate as the majority, as far as us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. But just like that case I mentioned with that brother, it's a prime example. Now, when, in case he get found guilty for assaulting this woman that he was supposed to have been in a relationship with, this time he ain't gonna be going back to prison with the leverage of being able to blame the system. He's gonna have to bear this responsibility on his own, which is unfortunate, but once again, it is what it is, you know. And like I said, hey, that's why I say riddance, good riddance, and rubbish to ignorant niggas, especially those who know right from wrong and know what the consequences is, especially when they had to be confronted, you know, by these races, as well as in and outside the system that the races run and control, like the prison system. They should know more better than anybody else, even the average person on the streets, you know, with having this type of experience with the races. They should be more, you know, able to be the vanguards of those that don't know no better, to be able to stir them in a better direction, to keep them from going in that direction that they've been in, far as jails and prisons and institutions and all this other crap. You know, so hey, like I said, please miss me with that constantly blaming it first on the races and on the system, and not looking like Michael J. said, at the man in the mirror first. You know, and you know, I mean, this is getting very. As a matter of fact, it's been tiresome. It's been very tiresome. It's, you know, this is gone beyond being tired of this crap. I mean, for real. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I said before, you know, we ain't doing nothing but hurting ourselves. And in fact, you know, like brother Angel Snup 7, you know, who I'm about to critique always say, hey, in fact, we are on our way to these mass graves that they got. We may be in for the, you know, process of total elimination, you know, because we are not we're regressing as a people more than we're progressing, obviously. We're just regressing, you know? And it's like, it's at the point that, I mean, hey, even far as we came, it's with the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s. It's like we done been pushed back even further than that with our behaviors, which we've of course learned from our over 400-year-old Caucasian slave oppressor. And we've gotten more obviously comfortable with it. Just like, like I said, I was going to kind of go into, because I really don't too much care to get off into this celebrity, controversial crap, but because everybody is talking about it so daggone much, I had to text a comment to those people that's on the Breakfast Club, like, hey, y'all need to be focusing y'all energies toward fighting so-called white supremacy, more so than focusing y'all priorities on this R. Kelly thing, because he's nothing but a very small puzzle piece part of this equation called Caucasian supremacy, or so-called white supremacy. If you put that in check, those type of situations like with this R. Kelly thing would vanish quickly before all of our eyes to see. But anyway, just like with R. Kelly as an example, and we can also look at O.J. Simpson also basically as an example. These guys should have learned their lessons from their first criminal trials. Just like O.J. Simpson ended up eventually getting found guilty of doing something stupid, knowing that these Caucasians was waiting on him to slip up anyway. Now, he's still dealing with the impact consequences from it, though he's not in prison no more. But he still got to do this long-term parole. See, when all he had to do was keep going on about his business and not worrying about that little stuff he was trying to take from that guy that had his memorabilia stuff in Las Vegas, when he went to call himself retrieving it, and ended up getting caught and sent to the penitentiary over it, when he should have just left that alone and kept living his life. You see, well, R. Kelly, another situation, he got found guilty, after he was accused of raping this girl who he was caught in the video pissing on. Okay, the underage girl that he was caught having sex with in the video during his original trial that he was accused of doing, and he got found not guilty of it. Now, you got these other accusations coming up against him. Now you got not only the authorities in Chicago that's talking about prosecuting him, but you got authorities down in Atlanta, Georgia, in Fulton County, that's talking about prosecuting him, or at least investigating him criminally wise. So, now he's faced with a choice, since it's rumors that he's talking about leaving the country. Well, hey, before they do charge him, that might, that'll be his best bet. be in that case, if he know he guilty, that'll be his best bet. Because if they do charge him this time, especially in Chicago, where he was found not guilty the first time, it's over with for him. But again, that's on him. If he is guilty for what he's being allegedly accused of, hey, I ain't got, I ain't about to lose no sleep over this Negro, because he should have knew from the first time not to get himself caught up in this crap with these allegations of sexual assault over these females. He should have knew that. So, hey, that's on him, far as messing his career and life up over. I don't feel sorry for him. He just like a lot of these other so-called black celebrities in America. They ain't doing nothing for the so-called black communities they came from and that they got rich off of. So hey, the heck with him. Who cares if he end up going to prison over these latest sexual assault allegations? Who cares? That's on him. Once again, even in that case, good riddance and rubbish. The heck with him. Matter of fact, I just read online where he was at a club in Chicago talking about he don't give a damn about what's going on around him. While he was smoking his cigar, probably popping his, champagne or whatever, doing what he was doing, ain't giving a care about how this is affecting his life and the possibility of him going to prison over all this. So, hey, the heck with him. He's just another ignorant Negro. And that's just that simple. Just like the case with Suge Knight. Look what happened to him. Another good prime example. So like I said before, hey, I could care less what happened to these Negroes. And those of you, who got any type of common insight and don't have tunnel vision blockage standing in your way, should recognize what I'm saying. And because like I said before in another video or on other different occasions, probably that, look, the truth, don't need no extra support to stand on its own. It is what it is. And like I said before in my closing with this video, my shout outs go to those like this one I see that's watching this video in the comment section. I send my shout outs to you, whoever that may be. And those of you who will be watching this video, if you are not already watching it live, throughout the rest of cyberspace, I also send my shout outs to you. And with all this said, as our late brother Don Cornelius would say, love, peace, and soul. Audi 5000.